Hey guys, welcome to Acrisure Stadium. He's Chris Halicke. I'm Dejan Kovacevic. We're from DK Pittsburgh Sports. We do this thing where we cover the Steelers and we do these pregame and postgame videos for the people who use our app. And we covered just now Buccaneers 17, Steelers 14. Please don't pay any attention to these scores. What rotten football that was in the fourth quarter, just in general, both teams.
We were talking about it in the press box. The 11 guys on the field for the Steelers defense, there might not have been one guy who's going to be on the roster, like come August 28th.
Oh no, they're going to be working the express lane at get-go, yeah.
Yeah, so like when this kind of stuff happens, let's just be Logan Woodside is not going to be the Steelers quarterback, so him throwing an interception late in the game to allow the Buccaneers to go down, it's
zero.
No.
We're going to focus on. In this conversation is going to be stuff that matters, meaning that matters towards the 7th of September. There couldn't have been a lot of that in this game because you had 15 guys getting rested. However, let's start with the guys up front, just like we had forecast beforehand. On the offensive side, the line held, the line did its job. The running early on wasn't great,
no,
to say the least.
No, it was not.
But the sample sizes were also kind of small.
Yeah.
What did you see from the offensive linemen first and foremost?
I mean, probably not as good as it looked in Jacksonville. The Buccaneers also have a really good defensive front.
They showed that too.
Yeah, and they were playing the ones. But for knowing what the Buccaneers have and the way the Steelers' offensive line played, I thought again it's an encouraging performance for this quintet right now. Still some room to grow. They have another preseason game to get, maybe 2 or 3 more series together. But I think overall, again, I don't think anybody should be panicking based off of what the offensive line's doing. The depth at offensive line, that's a different story.
Yeah, as soon as the second unit came in, you could see all of a sudden it was all 3-yard losses and the like. Yeah. It's not exciting, the depth. But then you want to know something? We knew that going in, and we knew with the Steelers' salary cap setting as it was, they're so expensive. Offensive linemen are so expensive. You either draft them or you're going out and finding them through free agency or even trades, and it's just so expensive that this was going to be the area where you were going to have to suffer a little bit. Their best reserve offensive lineman is on the field now. Yeah. Okay, that's Spencer Anderson, by the way, playing pretty well. When I look at the rest of the offense, Chris, Caleb Johnson got loose.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this in 2 different ways. One, he got loose out there. It happened, unfortunately, after the first team guys were out there, although he had this one nice cutback that he was very happy with after the game.
Yeah.
But he also, my God, finally loosened up a little bit after the game. Take a look at his response when I just asked him, basically just, is there some kind of relief to the performance that he had here tonight?
Not for me. I don't like reliefs. For me, I just like, what did I mess up on today? What can I do to get better? That's all what I'll be looking at. And never reliefs, because when you look at reliefs, that's when you get too comfortable and mess up. So
good for him. I wouldn't go overboard with it. Okay.
Yeah.
But he needed to have some of that, and I give more than anybody actually in this sequence credit for this is to Mike Tomlin, because Tomlin's seemed to recognize that all week long, that he needed to get Caleb, here's that word again, loose. And he was, kid, I'm just going to let you run. They can keep putting their 2s and their 3s in and the other guys, and I don't care. I'm just going to let you run and build up some confidence.
Yeah, listen, this week when Mike Tomlin challenged Caleb Johnson, it was all about trusting his instincts. And when you look at the really special players, like, for example, Le'Veon Bell, who some in the organization see some parallels there between what Lev was as a runner and what Caleb is as a runner. Those special players, they have instincts that nobody else has. Lev obviously ran like nobody else ever did. Caleb has instincts that got him to this level, and that's what Tomlin wants to see Caleb do. Understand, yes, you have to pay attention, you have to be detailed in everything that you do. It's important with the complexity of NFL plays and an NFL playbook. But also, just play.
Just play.
Use your instincts, and it showed up tonight.
And that was my favorite thing that I heard from Caleb tonight was that he said, I'm a high-volume runner. He must have said it 2 or 3 times in his media session, and you knew what he meant when he said it. He needs to have those wheels churning. Troy Fautanu told me, he said it was a joy watching him just pick up the confidence that he did along the way. Now, speaking of confidence, the quarterback who started this game did not start well.
No.
Okay, I didn't even like Mason Rudolph's completions. Okay, I didn't like the ball downfield to Roman Wilson that I'm sure everybody's singing about. I thought it was a little bit off.
It hung up there a little bit.
It stayed up a bit, yeah. But there's something to be said for throwing that god-awful interception. Yeah, and it was, and he agreed with me on this, by the way. And then bouncing back, because that is a sign of confidence, and that is what you're going to need from him. Not everything's going to go perfectly for any of the Steelers quarterbacks, including Aaron Rodgers. And you want to see, all right, listen, wow, geez, what a terrible pass that was. Okay, and you walk off the field, you're feeling
short memory.
It's midfield. You just have to go back. What did they do when they went out there? They just threw.
Yeah.
It looked like Jacksonville. They got it down there. He escaped from Vita Vea, crying out loud, on a scramble.
Yeah.
Okay, and then he gets the team down closer. Not everything went well down there immediately, but then he gets out of the pocket another time, and then finds our man Brandon Johnson.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting his first name. Brandon Johnson. I really liked him in camp. Brandon Johnson gets open, and they hook up there at the end here. And I asked Mason, well, I mean, here's how I asked it. Mason, first off, you could take me through the pick, but then I'm sure you hated the throw. Just ask you how it went for you after that, how determined you were to do exactly what you did.
Yeah, DB made a good play. I was a little bit late to the scene, and he just overlapped in cover 3 and made a good play. And I gotta either be quicker to the seam or check the ball down. So, but yeah, I was that happens in the course of the year, in the course of games, even early in the games. You gotta mentally recover from that and go back out. And I was happy with the way we moved the ball to the field, roll on the jump play to get us in the score zone, and we finished it off.
Mason's preseason and camp in general for you, Chris?
I think it's been solid. I think it's going to be it's what you expect from a backup quarterback. There's nothing wrong with that. That sounds like an insult to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. You need a good, like Ben Roethlisberger's best days. Who was his backup? Charlie Batch, Byron Leftwich. Really good backups. When Ben would miss games, then you would have Charlie. Oh, it's all right. Charlie's going to go in. He's going to be able to run the offense. You can go into Baltimore and have the confidence that Charlie Batch is going to put in a good enough performance to beat the Ravens on the road. To have a backup quarterback that can go out there, run the offense, throw an interception on your second attempt, and just continue to play. And play not as well as last week, but still play well. And to me, he's had some bad moments in camp too. I think even the last camp, like he had one throw where you just cringed the whole way.
As soon as it left his hand, I went, oh no.
Yeah.
Not to focus on the negative. He is.
No, but he bounces back. Yeah.
He's a professional.
Yes.
And I think in 2023, the one thing that Pittsburghers got to see firsthand, and by the way, the reason that he was cheered.
Oh yeah.
When he was introduced to the crowd coming out to the huddle, your starting quarterback, number 2, place really, really let him hear it. He appreciated that. He said that afterward. He felt it. He felt like that was the crowd acknowledging, what happened in 2023, and that's nice. That's a valuable thing for this team to have. Chris, let's switch to the defensive side of the ball, which really was going to be a lot of our focus between me and you anyway. And, there's something happening with these inside linebackers, is there not? Building this up, I've been trying to get some traction with this topic for a while now, that there is a competition taking place between Peyton Wilson and Cole Holcomb. And Peyton, unlike Jacksonville, did not have his best game, got beat cleanly on that touchdown, although Tampa really executed that well.
Also, Bucky Irving's a really good running back too, so let's give credit where credit's due on
Peyton
that one too.
Peyton was there.
Yeah,
he just didn't turn around. He didn't play the ball well at all here.
Yeah.
But Holcomb was everywhere. Holcomb was rabid.
He was everywhere. Played the entire first half. When Peyton Wilson stopped playing, Malik Harrison went in. Cole Holcomb kept going, and I would assume he was wearing the green dot at that point. I caught up with Cole after the game, asked him a few different questions, mainly just being like, how are you feeling? With everything that he went through, man, like going out there and watching you for an entire half, it looks like you're almost back to normal. And then also, this inside linebacker room is starting to look really, really dangerous if Cole Holcomb's back to that. So here's about a minute and a half with Cole Holcomb.
How does it feel to be getting, you played almost the entire first half. How does it feel to be getting this much playing time going on throughout the preseason so far?
Yeah, definitely knew I was going to need to knock the rust off. But, today, I felt good. So, now it's just getting back, banking reps. You get feeling good again.
I was going to say, it looks good out there. Does it feel good out there? Does it feel like you're starting to get back to where you were before?
Yeah. No, this game I felt there was no pregame jitters or anything like that. I felt good going into the game and just,
Whenever you have a game like this where things begin to feel a little bit more normal, looking back on everything that you've gone through to get back to this point, is it just a testament to the work that you put in?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to it's crazy to think about looking back on it, but I'm just such a, I'm in the next 24 hours, so
right.
I'm always looking for the next step. What can I get better at? What else can I do?
What's the potential for this room? Looking at the way you're playing, the way Peyton's playing, and obviously having PQ who hadn't even played in the preseason yet. What's the potential for this room right now?
Yeah, I feel like we have the top linebacker room in the NFL. You just look, we got depth. It's not common. So.
All right, thanks, Cole. I appreciate it.
Now, repeating this for emphasis, Patrick Queen's going to play. Okay?
Right.
We're not involving him in this little thing, but you're not going to have 3 inside linebackers out there. You're going to have Queen and somebody else. And it is real what is happening between Wilson and Holcomb, and it is a blessing for the Steelers. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why, that's why I wanted to ask Cole, listen, with him in this equation, this looks like a really good room, and that's why I asked him, what's the confidence in the room here, how good this room can be, and that's why he gave the answer he did. It's listen, this could be one of the best, and that's, man, when you, there's so much. I think it was just automatically assumed that when Cole Holcomb went down with that injury, he would never be the same player again.
Oh, I don't think he would play.
Right.
After that, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was a terrible injury. The work that he has put in to get to this point.
Just to stand there.
Right. And then to look like that, again, it's 2 games of preseason. We still have yet to see what the regular season is going to look like. But, man, he is looking like a player that did not have that kind of an injury.
Now, as we saw in Baltimore, you can have a nice set of inside linebackers, and it's not going to matter if you're not stopping anything up front.
Mm-hmm.
So the Steelers went and they made their investments up front, and they brought in Derek Harmon as a first-round pick. They brought in Y.A. Black, who, again, looked impressive out there. They've got now a third-year version of Keanu Benton that they're expecting to see elevate. And a lot like the Caleb Johnson storyline tonight, on the defensive side, seeing Harmon bust through and get that sack. And, here, I asked the kid about his reaction because it was pretty emotional. You'll hear it. You showed a lot of emotion there with the sack. What's going through your head there?
First, second, as a rookie, man, it felt good. It's the preseason, so was ready to get that one in the regular season. That's it.
Man, good for him. I said the same thing about Caleb. I'm going to say the same thing about Derek. These are kids who I think, Chris, in having talked to both of them separately up in Latrobe this week after the Jacksonville game, they needed this.
Yeah, listen, we talked about it last week. Preseason is about the process, not necessarily results. Tonight's final score does not matter. Doesn't matter that the Steelers fell to 1-1 in the preseason. Oh, no. But you still want to get after the quarterback. You still want to be able to bust through. And this isn't like shedding a block and then running through. This is literally pushing a grown man back and then getting
full rush.
Yeah, and then getting to the quarterback and getting Kyle Trask down. You want to get that. We talked about it before the game. Like, yeah, you get some pressures. No, get to the quarterback and bring him down. Yeah, and he did that tonight. Keanu Benton on the other side as well. Also got his hand up, batted a pass down. Not as flashy. I understand. Okay,
it's a play.
It's a play.
It's a play. What you need to see from your defensive linemen, other than Cam, because you know they're going to come from Cam, is make plays. Mm-hmm. Make plays. If you go through the Steelers' ledger from the 2024 season, what you will see from the defensive line is that Cam made a lot of plays. Period. The end. Mm-hmm. You have to get more than that. Yeah. And that's what's uplifting, first off, about the approach that Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin took this summer in fortifying that area of the football team. But to see some of it start coming to life, that means a whole lot more than whatever that dude's name was that kicked the field goal at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Having Derek Harmon take a step forward, and next week whenever they go to Carolina and they play the Panthers, you want to see him take another step forward. That doesn't necessarily mean 2 sacks, but that means consistently winning more plays.
Yes.
Finishing more, whether that's pressures, whether that's sacks, whatever it is. Keanu Benton, maybe he'll get 2 passes defensed tonight or next week instead of the 1 that he had tonight. Just as long as these guys individually and collectively can continue to take steps forward, if they can win up front. We talk about Jalen Ramsey and TJ Watt and Darius Slay and all these weapons that they have, but if they can win up front, that's a game changer for this defense. It's all
magnified for the entire remainder of the defense. Yeah. It really is, because they become a problem unto themselves as opposed to just being hole pluggers who don't shed their blocks. Guys, one thing I would offer as a friendly bit of advice to everybody, do what Caleb did tonight. Do what Derek did tonight. They both were smiling. First time. If you guys saw my interviews with them in Latrobe this week, you wouldn't recognize them. I might actually do like a before and after juxtaposition thing to see them just looking like, oh man, it's still football. Yeah. I mean, this is just football.
Yeah,
they're nicer uniforms, bigger stadium, you know, but it's just football. And both of them went out there and played football and enjoyed themselves, and that's a big step forward for this team.
Yeah, again, especially for rookies. You know, like I remember talking OTAs and minicamp, you know, asking Peyton Wilson and Zach Frazier and Mason McCormick's, you know, so much about what it's like going into year 2, and they all gave pretty much the same answer. Yeah, I'm not having to think as much.
Oh,
and for rookies, they have to think so much because college playbooks are not nearly as complex as NFL playbooks. It's a big jump to this level.
Massive.
And you have to think a lot because there's a lot you have to remember. But when you can just get to this point of just play, trust your instincts.
Yep.
That's the kind of stuff that you can see. Now, again, there's still a long way to go. The playbook that they were operating with down there today.
No, vanilla.
Little bitty portion.
Both teams, by the way. Yeah. Both teams.
So we'll see where it goes. But again, another encouraging step for guys that really matter on this team.
Exactly. Oh, one side note, nobody's going to care about this. I'm actually kind of impressed with Tampa Bay. Seeing them,
they're a good team.
Yeah, seeing them at the joint practice and seeing them here. These were not the Jaguars. These were the kind of tests that you want the Steelers to have at this time of year. Really, really nice matchup for these purposes, I thought. Listen, go get the app. Go get the app. You knew I was going to end with that because we're about to spend a whole lot of time coming up with all kinds of material for you to check out there in written form, other stuff in spoken form, video form, and everything. We do a ton of stuff after this. So make sure you go get the app. It's DK Pittsburgh Sports. Just type that into your search bar in either Apple or Google Play. And when you do that, you get the download, email me, like directly. No, not a company thing or not a junk email. Email me, dk@dkpittsburghsports.com, and I'll hook you up with a very significant discount to make sure you're getting the good and the far more usable version of the app.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we'll see you guys on Monday.